So a question we get sometimes on InfoAt is a race director asking how to turn off certain fields during the registration process. So like if I go to sign up here and I do add new registrant, then you're going to see first name, last name. These are required. Gender, date of birth, phone number, address information. These are all required. And sometimes race directors don't want to require that information, and sometimes race directors don't even want to collect that information. So what you could do in that situation is go to your race dashboard, go to race, registration, dates, pricing, and options. And then within the additional registration options for each event, you could say which fields are required for race participants. So maybe you don't want date of birth. You can uncheck that. And you can do this by specific event, or if you have a bunch of events and you don't want to go through and have to edit that for each of these events, you can go up here to the top, do modify multiple events, additional registration options, select all the events, and then you can come down here and make any changes you want to make for all the events. Anything grayed out, that's just going to remain as it is per event. So if you have the maximum number of participants set for the 10K, and the 10K is 1,000 while the 5K is 500. As long as you leave this box grayed out, those settings won't change for each individual event. If you click it and then put 1,000 in, then all these events are going to get 1,000. But you can delete that and click escape and it goes back to gray. So now if you go down here, you can see that these are all grayed out. So we'll click on date of birth and we'll uncheck it. Copy to events. And now when you go to the additional registration options, you're going to see that the date of birth is unchecked for all the events. So we could save that. And now if I go to sign up, do a new registrant, date of birth is no longer required. People will still have the option to fill out that field, but it's not required like the other ones. Now if you want to hide this completely, then you just go back to the same page, go to the bottom, and then do hidden registration fields. Turn on date of birth, and save the setting. Now if I go to sign up, I will do new registrant, and I'm not being asked about my date of birth. A note for the hidden registration fields here, you can only click this if all your events have this unchecked. If any of them require it, then when you go to save, you're going to get an error. And it's going to tell you you cannot hide this field because it is required for at least one event. I am going to go back in though and turn on date of birth and unhide it because in most cases races will ask that information. But if you ever need to not require something and if you ever need to hide something, that's how you do it.